apology, truly. It's a shame that you're here tonight. Because according to my Tai Chi guru, in about 2 weeks, I'm gonna be completely buff, have an IQ of genius level, and be hung like a Shetland pony. Master Lee assures me, the guy's in my age, if we just invest 6 minutes a day walking, very quickly we're gonna turn into a really good-looking Asian man who never wears a shirt. You guys haven't seen that on your social feeds? Yeah. But my doctor's real psyched about it because he said he wanted to see me doing some low impact exercise. And I said, Doc, my whole life has been no impact. Certainly not gonna start now, right? But it's amazing with doctors, right? When I was younger, I had one doctor, rarely saw him, felt great. Now I have a whole panel of specialists barely keeping me alive. You know, when you're in your 20s and 30s, they say, when you're something, my God, you're in fantastic shape. You know, then in my 40s, I got, my God, you're in fantastic shape. But they added, for a guy your age. I had a doctor's appointment last week, and seriously, the best he could come up with, you don't smell so bad, was the best. I'm not feeling great about that. So I actually got a little depressed, right? And I said, Doc, I'm having a problem with depression. So he said, thanks to modern medicine, we have lots of ways to cure that. We can put you on antidepressant medication, but I need to tell you, that does have some side effects. And one of the side effects could be sexual dysfunction. Uh-oh. I said, Doc, you tell me you're gonna clear my depression by turning off my dick? That's not a cure, right? That's like trying to cure depression by creating a worse depression. So I said, no, I'm not gonna follow that. So what I did instead is I took that money and I went out and got one of those Toto toilet bidets. I friggin' love it. I haven't left my bathroom for days. Literally, if you guys know what this is, it's you sit on the toilet, and you push a little lever, and hot, soapy water comes shooting right up your anus. I turned mine on so high that it actually got air. My family's complaining when it's Larry all the time. No, but I'm starting to get concerned, so I wrote a little song about it, and I'd like to do it for you now. But day by day, oh dear Lord, could I be gay? With all that butt play. But it's tough. No, it is tough because I am older and I'm slowing down and I'm not the guy that I was. And just recently, I was using my credit card to pay at a convenience store, and the lovely woman at the counter said, would you like to tap or insert? It's the nicest proposition I've had in such a long time. And listen, I wasn't sure where it was going, but I thought I'd let it play out. And all I can tell you is that when I did finally withdraw, the little sign flashed, validated. So I got that going. But I'm in Boca. Boca Raton, my hometown. Or at least that says that on my Facebook page. But no, really, I'm originally a New Yorker, but in the 7th grade, my parents kidnapped me and dragged me down here. But it's so great to be in Boca because I do think of it as my hometown. Any old-time Bocas? Any old-time Bocas out there? And I mean like real old Bocas, like Bocas from the 70s. Bocas, out there. 60s, even better. Have you ever taken a minute to stop and to think that right at this moment, we're sitting in the Brits parking lot?
Right. Yes.
Right?
My mom worked there.
There you go. I mean, you can head right in, go to Webster's for some shoes, right? Stop by, get an orange Julius, right? Go by the theater, right? Pick up a Styx album at Rock of Ages, and then do some shoplifting at Jefferson's and bolt out into the parking lot. And that was the Boca Mall, right? Remember? And it just disappeared one day, and then now we have this beautiful Meisner Center. But it's interesting. So, as I said, I'm back down here. Now, when I came to Boca originally in the 70s, the favored means of punishment in the schools was paddling. And if you misbehaved, they paddled you, right? And it wasn't too long until I had my first interaction with the paddle, right? And this is what happened. This guy, Dean Roach, he came to me and said, "Mr. Fish, my name is Dean Roach, vice principal, and I have this paddle to take care of troublemakers." And I said, "My name is Larry Fish, New York Jew, and I have a panel of lawyers to take care of vice principals." Change. We effected some change, but actually I had the last laugh, because I went back home and I called all my New York Jew friends, because that's what we do. And I convinced them all to move down here. So singularly, I am responsible for the name change of Boca Raton to Boca Raton. Yep, that was me. that was me. Beautiful Boca, right? It was wonderful back then, right? So, as I said, I've been back here for a while now, and loving it, really loving to be back in Florida. And what I've done now is I've moved back with my son, and I'm pretty sure he hates me as much as I hated my parents. But no public high school for him, right? He's going to a very elite private school where it's impossible to get in. It's impossible to get in. It's impossible to get in. I got in. But the dean of admissions called me and said, "Mr. Fish, congratulations. Congratulations, right? It's just like you won the lottery." It's like, won the lottery? Since when you win a lottery, do you have to take out a mortgage on your home and pay $50,000? Right? The last time I got an offer as good as that, it came in an email from a Nigerian prince. But I'm really not worried at all about college, because my son's 13, I'm 63. I'm gonna be dead by then. Fuck him. The few advantages of being an older dad, and a caring and concerned father too. Right? So we've been down here for a while, and now he's been hawking me. He wants a dog, right? So we gotta get a dog. Right? Because gotta get a dog. So we got a dog, and I didn't want to screw up the dog as bad as I screwed up him, because that would have been wrong, right? So I got a trainer, right? I got a dog trainer, and this trainer, tough trainer. The trainer said to me, "You cannot treat this dog like it's a member of your family. Do not treat this dog like it's a member of your family. This dog is your employee, and you must treat it like an employee." So I did. Now the dog is suing me for sexual harassment. Seems like there was a little confusion with the term heavy petting. Happens. But when we were kids, we had real dogs, right? We had golden retrievers and German shepherds, right? Now, they have these, when we had, if it was a mixed breed, we had a name for that. It's called a mutt. Now they're called designer hybrids. Right? And the worst is the people that own them, the people that own these designer hybrids, right? They treat them really different. It's like, I think they didn't get a dog, they have a condition. Right? And that condition is called ODD. ODD, right? Obsessive doodle dysfunction. Right? These doodles, right? Fucking doodle, right? Embarrassing little thing, the doodle, right? I mean, it's like when you have a golden retriever, right? And you mix it with a poodle, you get a golden doodle, right? You have a cavalier, you mix it with a Bichon, you get a capuchin, right? Our dog is a Shih Tzuroon. That's what happens when you take a Shih Tzu and mix it with a piece of French pastry. not getting a little water. It's really really a cute thing, except if you accidentally step on it, vanilla cream shoots right out its ass. Right out its ass. But we love the dog, right? We just love this dog so much because he's become part of the family. He's part of our world, right? This dog, right? But I think the idea of hybrid, this term, it works well with people too, right? For example, there's a dog called you take a Cocker Spaniel and you mix it with a poodle, you get a cockapoo, right? My son's a cockajoo. He's bred for academic excellence, but also has quite a big caca, which is not a native trait to the purebred Jew. So we're, kind of helping out the gene pool there.